It's a good day. It's a cold morning here in Marsabit in northern Kenya. Today, again, we are talking about alcohol and addiction. I am an alcoholic on recovery, and there's something that I want to tell you. When I started drinking, I honestly thought I was in control, and I was able to moderate or control my drinking the way I wanted. I thought I could decide how many bottles or how many glasses I was going to drink. I thought I could decide when, where, and how I was going to drink. Unfortunately, I came to realize much later on that it was never so. In the beginning, I drank, yes, but I didn't sleep in trenches. I did not stagger on the streets in broad daylight, and neither did I shout obscenities at people, most of whom I didn't know. I had a job, and this job is actually what enabled me to buy drinks. I had friends whom I drank with. I had responsibilities, and I was able to take care of all my needs. In those days, I looked down on those who drank and made fools out of themselves. I was not like them, I thought so, and I didn't think that one day I would end up being like they were. Alcohol entered my life quietly, without any incident. It doesn't come like a thief breaking in. Alcohol is polite. Alcohol is friendly. Alcohol is cunning and extremely convincing. Alcohol gives you confidence. Alcohol gives you a false sense of deja vu. Alcohol will help you relax in the beginning and make you forget your responsibilities as well as your problems. Alcohol makes social gatherings more comfortable and more enjoyable. It makes time stop. You'll only realize it is daytime when the alcohol runs out and you're now hungover and you can't go to work. You can't go to any meeting because the alcohol is still running in your system. The relationship with alcohol will change over time. You'll not realize it easily. You'll find yourself not being in control. You'll want to stop drinking, but you are unable to. You'll drink not because you enjoy, but because you need to drink. You are at a point when it is difficult to stop drinking because life feels normal only when you are drinking. Because if you don't have alcohol, you feel weird, you feel naked, you feel vulnerable. Alcohol makes your life a living hell. And now you are at a situation where that thing that is actually destroying you, that is the alcohol, is again the thing that you feel is keeping you alive. That is how addiction operates. Now, because you have fallen into the alcohol trap, where escape is almost impossible, soon alcohol begins taking everything from you. Alcohol will take your time. Alcohol will take your money. Alcohol will take your health. Alcohol will take your dignity. Alcohol will take your opportunities. And if you don't do something about it, alcohol may end up taking your life. You're only going to realize a lot much more later that you are fighting a battle that you never intended to join. You will deteriorate physically and emotionally. You will know that alcohol is destroying your life, but you simply cannot stop. And people will always wonder. People will always ask you, why don't you just quit? When they don't know that quitting is no longer a simple choice. Quitting is no longer something you can do because you have become dependent on alcohol. You are in a prison that you entered on your own, a prison that you locked yourself in, and it is a prison that you'll always want to come out of, but it is difficult. And why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you this because I was in this same prison for a very, very long time. I struggled to overcome alcohol addiction. I promised people on almost a daily basis that I will not drink. But no sooner had I made that promise than I found myself drunk. I was desperate. I was almost giving up because I now felt that I was helpless against alcohol. I became hopeless. I didn't understand what was happening to me. I didn't know why I was in that situation. I tried everything, but it was almost difficult. It was like a foregone conclusion that I would forever be an alcoholic. I will be a drunk, that my life will end up on the streets. I've slept in trenches. I've staggered in broad daylight. I've gone to work drunk. I've messed up so many times because of alcohol. But the spirit in me kept on telling me that I was able to overcome my addiction, that I was able to lead life the way I wanted, that actually I was in control and alcohol was not powerful against me. So every time I failed, I rose up and tried again not to drink. This is after realizing that moderation was not going to work for me. The only way out was to simply stop drinking alcohol in totality. And this was a tough thing to achieve. I'll keep away from alcohol for a couple of weeks, some months, and then find myself drinking again. Now, I had to change the way I thought. I had to change my mindset. I had to tell myself that alcohol was not good for me. I had to keep away from places, from people. I had to keep away from situations that would lead me to drink alcohol. I had to know how to handle my emotions, how to handle my fears and anxieties without drinking alcohol. And after some times, after many trials and errors, after many repetitions, I was able to quit drinking. But by quitting drinking didn't mean that it ended immediately. I still had to battle relapses. I still have to deal with cravings. I still think about the good times I had when I was drinking, but I always remember how bad alcohol was to me, how I suffered because of alcohol. I tell myself that I'm better off not drinking, that I'm better off keeping away from alcohol and dealing with my situations when I am sober. Life is better when you are sober. Life moves progressively forward when alcohol is no longer a part of you.